Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Tuesday live stream. Alistair is right there, and he wants to leap up to the top of that shelf right there, which he can do. He can make it. I just want to make sure he. Oh, no, he changed his mind. He can make that leap, but I just want to make sure he doesn't knock anything over. Knock anything off the shelf when he does. But anyway. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sparkster. Hello, Joe Finn. Hello, Bigum. Hello, Yojo. Hello, Colonel Chrome. Hello, the 80s guy. It's great to see everybody. Hello, Marianne. It's always nice to see Marianne. I saw Marianne in person today, and it's nice to see her in here. Hello, Zaymont, and hey, Byron is here. Joe Motion Videos 82, Lester, Stratka, Corey, Ratface44, Insanity's Playground, Zorkdork. So, guys, Beachhead 76, Robert, Lester, the gang is all here. Hello, Michael Michelli. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first live stream of 2024. Hey, it's Peg Warmers 2. It's Peg Warmers 2. Hello, Peg Warmers. What Peg Warmers said right here is sort of pertinent to this live stream because this was my last purchase from 2023. This is my last G.I. Joe purchase from last year. So, I thought I'd check it out, look at it. Hello, Woodman29. Nice to see you here. Nice to see Beta Ray Bob as well. And hey, Christian Bricks. Greetings from greetings to the United States from the United States. Greetings, Denmark, from the United States. Thanks for being here. Hello, Terrence. So before we get started, all right, before we get going, I want to remind everybody that it's Tuesday. That means there is a new video from Timmer on Half the Battle. There is a link to that video in the description of this live stream. His video this time is a wrap-up of the year, a wrap-up of 2023. And it includes something that I sent to him. And it's not a spoiler now. It's not a spoiler now. Although you should watch the video because it was very nice for me to see his reaction. So for those of you who haven't watched the video and are definitely going to after this live stream, I am no longer. Oh, thank you, Joe Fan 84 for the super chat. Happy New Year, Mr. S and I are watching with my parents tonight. Everyone says hello. Hello, Joe Fan and Mr. S and parents. Nice to see everybody. I'll try to be on my best behavior. Timmer, the HasLab His Tank is no longer in my possession because I sent it to Belgium. And it is now in the possession of Timmer. So Timmer has the HasLab His Tank now, and I'm really happy that he does. I mean, Timmer has a significant His Tank collection. He loves His Tanks, and I thought the probability of him getting his hands on the HasLab His Tank was low. So I thought, I don't need it. He needs it more than I do. So I sent it to him. Minus 2 figures. I did keep 2 figures. I kept the Ron Rudat figure. And I kept the Cobra Commander figure. The other 2 I also sent along. So thank you, Timmer, for all you have done. Timmer's been a fantastic friend and collaborator now for many years, a lot of years now, an amazing number of years now. Timmer has been a collaborator and a good friend. So hello, Cyclonus. Nice to see you there. Hello, Iconic Blood. And I think I said hello to Beach 76, but if not, hello again. Hello, Stratka Zulu. So anyway, that's where the HasLab His Tank is now. I've done everything that I wanted to do with it. I thought it was fantastic. I really loved it. I think it's an amazing vehicle. Um, and it's a his tank. Like, it's an amazing rendition of an iconic vehicle, and I loved it, but I didn't need it anymore. So I sent it someone who needed it more and who would want it more, and I think in the long run would appreciate it more. So so that is Timmer's video. Please do watch Half the Battle on the link in the description after this live stream, and check out check out his reaction, and you can see what I sent him. But also, normally there would be a What's on Joe Mind live stream after this one, but they are not doing that this week. But they did do a couple special editions, including an interview with Pixel Dan, which is, I think, that was delightful. If you've ever had a chance to meet Pixel Dan in person, he's just a really nice guy. He's a really wonderful person to meet. If you haven't and you have the opportunity to, certainly, go to a show that he's at and say hi. He's really personable and really easy to talk to. And by the way, so are the What's on Joe Mind guys. So seeing those guys working together and talking to each other, it was delightful. It really was delightful. But the point is, there's not going to be a live What's on Joe Mind this evening. So after we're done here, just go watch Timmer's video and see what he got. It was a lot of fun. Speaking of someone who knows Pixel Dan, Kevin from Pegwarmers is exactly right. He's not fake. He's not putting on a show or a personality for his videos. He's genuine, and he's really like that. So that's nice to know, and it's nice to find someone like that. So so great job, and good get, Watch on Joe Mind. Good get to have Pixel Dan on. That was really smashing. Anyway, as you can see, for the first live stream of 2024, I pulled my old Python Patrol shirt out of my. It was stuffed in a drawer, actually, because I haven't worn this in a long time. And I made this. I made this for, let's see, which Python Patrol was it? I think it was the Python Patrol Viper video that I made this for, something like that. One of them. But the point is, I made it out of a regular yellow T-shirt and spray paint, and I used like little cardboard strips to mask it off, and then I did this with spray paint. So I wore this because this surprisingly, this was my final G.I. Joe purchase of the year. Why? Because I saw it, and so I got it. And I don't have the regular Copperhead. This is the Python Patrol Copperhead. I never got the regular one, or I'll say this. I haven't got the regular one yet, but I am interested in getting the regular one. And I thought this would be at least a temporary substitute, because Copperhead, that's not the most popular character. It's pretty deep in the lineup. So I'm always impressed when Classified gets deeper in the lineup of characters, when I dig a little deeper on these Classified figures. And Copperhead, that's digging deep. That's digging fairly deep. It's not the deepest, but it's digging somewhat deep to get Copperhead and a Python Patrol Copperhead. Copperhead was in Python Patrol, and they actually got him in the Classified Python Patrol. So I just thought that was interesting. Let's see. Zaymont said hello to Robbie Rozzeri. Hello, Robbie Rozzeri. Nice to see you. Hello, Ray Paz. Hello, Aaron, the toy enhancer. I think I said hello to the Figure Six Pack. Hello, everyone, and I'm sorry if I missed anybody. But anyway, so in honor of my final GI Joe purchase of 2023, I'm going full Python patrol, which is why you can't see me, right? Because the Pythonization process makes you invisible, sort of. You know, well, if you're watching this with radar or infrared, I am totally invisible to you. Now, I'm more visible to the naked eye. So if by some weird coincidence you're not watching with radar or infrared, then you can in fact see me. But for all of you out there who are watching with radar and infrared, totally invisible. Thank you, the cheapest big spender, for the super chat. He says, awesome what you did for Timmer, completely unselfish of you, pure class all the way. You and Timmer are two of the cornerstones of the Joe community. Hopefully this will be the year of Kevin's comeback. I would love that. Here's to a happy new year to you. Thank you very much, the cheapest big spender. I really do appreciate that. I would love for Kevin to come back. I really would. I will say that he doesn't have like a social media presence anymore, at least not that I can find. And I have other ways that I've tried to reach out to him, but none of those have been successful. So, Kevin, if you hear this, see this, if anybody even like lets you know about this, we would love to see you. We would love for you to make a comeback. Hello, Kiwi GI Joe Customs and Collection. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for being here. 2024 is going to be a big year. And I want to talk about that. And I want to make sure to set aside enough time to talk about what's coming up in 2024. I can't tell you everything because some things are not ready to be announced yet. But we can talk about it in general terms, right? We can talk about it in general terms before we're ready to announce the specifics. So, but the 2024 should be really big. It's going to be the year of Joe. 2024 is the year of Joe. So, yeah, we're going to open this. Unfortunately, that means probably won't be able to get to Gung Ho here. I hate to leave Gung Ho in the plastic, but I have a feeling that we're not going to get to Gung Ho this evening. We got a lot to talk about it. Marianne is exactly right. Although you're not Marianne, Zaymot is also probably exactly right. 2024 is a big year, a busy year. Yes, we've already lined up a lot of travel, a lot going on for next year. We've got a lot happening. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. I also wanted to mention that the reason that I sent Timmer the His Tank is because I wanted him to have it. It was heartwarming to me that he recorded his reaction, but if he hadn't recorded the reaction, that's fine. I don't send stuff to people just to get content out of it or to get a mention out of it. So if he had just opened it privately, as long as he enjoyed it, I would have been happy. But it was very gratifying to see his reaction. That was nice. That was a great way for me to wrap up 2023. It was lovely. It was quite charming. So yes, don't forget, check out Timmer's video as soon as you are done here. Where were we? Yeah, so we probably won't get to Gung Ho. Sadly, Gung Ho probably forever. Well, no. Well, I'm really gonna try to open this thing. We'll try to get to it next week. Well, maybe 2024 isn't just the year of Joe. It's the year. Maybe it's the year of Gung Ho. All right. The year of Joe and the year of gung ho. You know it's got to be true because it rhymes. But I will tear into this. I have already opened it, obviously, because I posted pictures of it. But I would like to take a closer look at it, and I will take a closer look at it here with you. Let's talk about. One other thing, a somewhat important thing. My last video of the year was actually opening the Delta 17 figures. I want to say again, thank you to Delta 17 for sending me those. They offered. I didn't go out there and tell them to send me free stuff. Also, always for the sake of full disclosure and just basic honesty. If somebody sends me something to open, I'm going to tell you that they sent it to me to open, so that there's no impression that I'm doing an advertisement in the guise of a review. I hate it when people do that. I don't want to do that. So, I made sure to say up front and at the end of the video and put it on the screen that these were sent to me, and I didn't purchase them. However, I would have purchased them because they're really cool. That video has done really well and has gotten a really good positive response, which is really nice. But honestly, it's not about the video. The figures are really good. The figures are just really good. Which is why I would, for some of the army builders, I may pick up a few more of them, because I really like their army builder figures, their infantry troopers. I may just pick up a couple more. But at any rate, that was my last video of the year. It wasn't originally planned to be the last video of the year, but we moved the timetable up a little bit. So I didn't want to sit on them. They sent me the box, and I wanted to open the box, so we opened the box. So thank you everyone who watched the video, and as always, I like any endorsement of mine should matter to you less than your own judgment and your own personal taste. You've got to make your choices. Hopefully I can show you something from enough angles and, in enough light that it will help you decide. But your decisions are always more important than any opinion that I have about anything. Hey, hello, Sergeant Slaughter Slaughterhouse. I highlighted Sparkster because the chat moves so fast. But hi, Sparkster too. Nice to see you, Sergeant Slaughter Slaughterhouse. I also hope everyone had a nice New Year's celebration. I was asleep for the actual ticking over of the new year, but that's that's my life. My life is work and sleep and making videos. So that was anyway. Thank you to everyone who watched that and checked out Delta 17 and reached out to Delta 17. They're pretty thrilled with your response. So thank you. And thanks for watching. And I hope that you will consider checking them out. I just really like them. It's one of those things where, like, if I didn't like them, I'd have to tell you that I didn't like them. It's awkward if somebody sends you something and you open it and you don't like it. However, as I said in the video, I had a preview of those that they were at Joe Fest. So I was able to see, it was probably like they were painted prototypes so that they did have basically the same paint job that they were going to have in the production figures. So like I already got to see them and I already knew that I was going to like them. So I was kind of just really happy that they sent them on. So anyway, so thanks for that. Let's. I am going to open this. I'm not going to have time to open Gung Ho, unfortunately. But I am going to open this. Somebody said hello to Rob Vegas, but I didn't see Rob Vegas come in. Hello, Rob Vegas, wherever you are. Hello, Agent Chuckles. Thank you very much for being here. Hello, Bob's Dungeon. What was I saying? Yes, I'm won't have time to open Gung Ho. Maybe next week. I am going to open this, but let's take a second. Let's take just a few minutes, okay, to talk about next year. Hello, Paul Knapp. Nice to see you as well. Yes, Paul Knapp is going to be a new presenter in Cobra Convergence this year, and that is something that let's kick it off talking about 2024 by talking about Cobra Convergence. So Cobra Convergence, we've been doing it for years. It happens in July. There will be a calendar of presenters, and on each day there will be a couple G.I. Joe content creators who do a presentation ostensibly about Cobra, right? But that's been interpreted very widely. And it's supposed to be like it's supposed to spark creativity, right? It's not supposed to constrain the creators. It's supposed to spark, creativity and give them some ideas. You know what I'm saying? So Cobra Convergence, based around G.I. Joe's enemy Cobra, it goes through the entire month of July. There will be 2 G.I. Joe content creators every day in July, except for the 31st. July 31st is always a wrap-up video, but the 1st through the 30th, there's going to be 2 G.I. Joe content creators every day. And I would like to thank all of the creators who are putting forward their effort for this year. Thank you, James Lucas. Happy New Year to you as well. I don't want Cobra Convergence to be about me, and that's it. I talk about it a lot, so it sort of necessarily becomes about me, but I'm trying to not do that. And every year I try to do this. There are dozens of G.I. Joe fans that come together to do something special for that time of the year. And the focus really should be on them, right? And I, for my part, would like to make this Cobra Convergence bigger than the others. I say that every year. I say every year I want it to be the biggest year ever. But for 2024, I don't want it to just be bigger than last year. I want it to be like orders of magnitude bigger. And I would like to do that while focusing on the many, many G.I. Joe fan creators that will be a part of it. So, as Cobra Convergence announcements are coming up, and they will be coming, we've got stuff coming, all right? We've got stuff coming up. It's being worked on right now. It's been worked on for at least the last month. We tried to get an early start on it, but there's a lot that's that has yet to be announced. It's coming up. Who said, hold on. JoeFan84 said, how about a Mars theme? Well, it's funny you should bring that up. Because the theme for this year is going to be challenge for leadership. Cobra Commander has had many challengers for the top spot over the years. Many would-be usurpers. So that's the theme for this year. Again, that can be interpreted very widely. and not every creator follows the theme. I don't want, like I said, I don't want the theme to constrain the creators. I want it for those who are inspired to do something related to the theme. I just wanted to give them some ideas. But the theme is going to be challenge for leadership. And as you mentioned, Mars, one of the big challengers to Cobra Commander has been Destro. So to that end, at Joe Fest in late June in Augusta, Georgia, this year, it'll be just before Cobra Convergence kicks off. So it'll be Joe Fest, and almost right after that, like a week after that, Cobra Convergence launches. Well, for my channel, for me, it's Cobra Convergence the whole month. So every review that I do in July will be related to Cobra Convergence. But what I will be doing for the first time is the people who show up at at Joe Fest will be able to vote and decide what I will review for Cobra Convergence. You will get to make some choices about what's going to happen on my channel in July. And the choice, my options that I'm going to throw at you will specifically be Cobra Commander versus Destro. Who should be the leader of Cobra? All right. So for those of you who are going to Joe Fest, start thinking about this in your mind. Start chewing on this. Start thinking about it. Who would I really want leading Cobra? Should it be Cobra Commander or should it be Destro? We are going to have a booth. There will be a booth at Joe Fest for Cobra Convergence, and that is where you will vote. That'll be the only place you'll be able to vote for that. If you're there, you won't be able to miss us. We should be pretty easy to spot, but go to our table. You'll be able to vote there. We'll count them up. We'll add them up, and we'll see. Whichever one wins will be the focus of at least one and probably more of my videos during Cobra Convergence. So yeah, how's that? That's the challenge for leadership. That's my take on the challenge for leadership. The answer is clear. At least he'll be able to keep track of the money. At least he's an accountant. Cobra Overlord. See, Overlord, that's another. Overlord is an often forgotten would-be usurper of Cobra. Overlord was tossed out there, and he appeared in like a commercial or two, and then was totally forgotten. Nobody ever talks about Overlord, which, I don't know, maybe for the best. I don't know. But the point is, that's the only place you'll be able to vote. You got to vote in person, and whoever wins will, at least for part of July, kind of take over my reviews. But here's what I'm thinking. This is what I'm actually thinking beyond that, because we have a lot of creators in 2024, more than ever, much more than ever. So given that there are so many involved, whatever your preference is, whatever type of content you like, whatever type of creation that you like, the probability that there is someone, or probably more than one someone, involved in that event that you will enjoy, that you will like. So my request to you, and this is your mission, if you should choose to accept it. If it's not something that you would want to do, then don't worry about that. But if you would accept this mission, my personal request would be to look at the creators that are involved when the list goes up. The list is not up yet, but when the list goes up, when you look at that list, find somebody that you like, or preferably more than one someone, and share that person's page, channel, blog, podcast, whatever they do. Just share it. That's my request. That's my request. It's to just share these folks and let other G.I. Joe fans know that they're out there. That's my personal request to you. Because one of my goals that I'm hoping to accomplish before the beginning of July is that I would like every G.I. Joe fan everywhere to know about Cobra Convergence, and know what it is, right? And know what it is and what to expect. I know that not every G.I. Joe fan is going to be interested. Not every G.I. Joe fan is going to like it. Not every G.I. Joe fan is going to get involved. But I would like every single G.I. Joe fan to know about it. And to that end, there's going to be a lot of promotion on my side. There's going to be in-person stuff such as Joe Fest. There's going to be a lot of online ads and stuff that I'm taking care of. There's going to be paid promotion that I'm going to try to put out there, but it's going to take more than that in order to reach literally everyone. So every time you share one of these guys, you are spreading appreciation for G.I. Joe, which is a brand that it's a brand it's back, right? We've had G.I. Joe now for a few years after not having it for a little while. So it's back, but it's a brand that, although it's doing well, it doesn't have a lot of representation in pop culture. I kind of I wasn't clear on something that I said last time I was on What's on Joe Mind. That being, G.I. Joe doesn't have like the media support that it really needs in order to get back into the popular consciousness and kind of take off into the next generation. But I did want to clarify, they have tried. That doesn't mean that they haven't tried, right? Because they've had a video game, they've had phone games, like mobile games. They had that movie, the Snake Eyes movie. They've had like comic books. They've tried. The Skybound series, both the Larry Hama series and the reboot, the Transformers crossover, those are probably the best chances of having a successful media tie-in to kind of get people woken up to it and get more eyeballs on it, right? So a lot of those attempts to push G.I. Joe back out there into the media have not really been successful. I mean, they have tried, right? Yes, Peg Warmers, there is a new beat 'em up coming. I will check it out when that's out. It looks interesting. But so I didn't want to take credit away from the marketers and the brand team at Hasbro. They have tried, and they've sometimes worked with not the best tools. They've done the best that they can. But without that like big theatrical movie feature or a TV show or a successful video game, what G.I. Joe has and what G.I. Joe has had for the last several years is us, right? It's us. And there is new stuff happening with GI Joe. There's new stuff. There's stuff out there. We are all aware of it, right? We are all aware of it because we are fans. But if more people became aware of it, there may be more people who latch onto it, and only we can do that. We're not getting any coordination from Hasbro, and as you know, I just gave Hasbro's brand team some credit, and which they deserve, but I've got no communication with them. There's no coordination with them. They're doing whatever the corporation allows them to do, right? They're just doing what they are allowed to do. But so what? We don't need that. We didn't have that before. We can still talk about what we like, talk about what we're passionate about, talk about what we care about, and that doesn't cost anything, right? That doesn't cost you any money. It costs you maybe a little bit of time, but it costs you $0. And you know, what you gain from it is that more people are aware of what we care about, and potentially more people come to care about it themselves. I mean, that's a great upside. What's the downside? The downside is nothing happens, right? The downside is you get it out there and nobody cares, right? And nobody takes an interest. That's the downside. But it doesn't cost you anything. That doesn't mean that you're not interested anymore. It doesn't mean that we're not interested, that we don't care. So it has basically no downside and only a potential upside to grow the community, to bring more people in. There was something that somebody mentioned a few weeks back in that they came into GI Joe collecting through the pandemic. Like a lot of people, they were stuck at home and they were looking for a hobby, so they haven't been around for all of the years. I don't care about that. I really don't care about that. Who cares how long you've been here or how you got here? You're here, and that's what matters. You're here, and there's we're all in this together. We're charging forward together, and bringing some awareness to something that we care about. So that's my request to you. That is my personal request, which can be ignored. You can absolutely ignore my request. I'm not offended. Not everybody wants to get involved in that way, and you don't have to. Nobody has to do anything. It's all voluntary, right? It's all voluntary. If I got mad at you because you didn't volunteer to do something that I wanted to do, then it's not really voluntary, is it? No. If you're not interested in getting involved in that way, I mean, that also doesn't really hurt anything. You should do as you please. But for those of you who are interested in getting involved, my big ask for 2024 is to use your voice and your reach to spread the word. And let's make this the biggest year that we've had, right? It'd be hard to top the 80s, right? When GI Joe was at its pinnacle, that would be hard to top. But since then, we've had some up years, we've had some down years, we've had some years with nothing. Let's make 2024 the year that we take over and we show the world what GI Joe means, what it can be, and kind of show everyone that potential. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what I hope that you will consider doing as well. So thank you, and Happy New Year, I guess. I didn't have a way to finish that sentence, but Happy New Year. All right, we have what? 20-ish minutes. So let's open this, huh? Zaymont G.I. Joe has been in my life in some way or shape or form for the past 30 years. And that's true of a lot of us. Oh, I had a gap in that, right? I had a gap in those years, like a lot of people did. But if you're new here, I want you to be aware that you still belong here. There's nobody that is going to snob out on you because you haven't been here for a long time and you're not familiar with a lot of the stuff, right? I don't care. I'm just glad you're here. So thanks for being here. See you later, Marianne. I will talk to you later. I saw you earlier today, but I will see you again soon. Thank you very much for being here. Oh, before I do this, I'm sorry. Other things, geez, other things. I hope this doesn't become like Gung Ho, who never gets open. But, more important stuff. Sorry, coming up very soon. So, Winterfest in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. I really wish I got a graphic for that. But G.I. Joe Winterfest in Kentucky. I wish I got a link for it. Geez. On January 27th. Good Lord. Show prep. Yes. January 27th. I will be there. That is going to be my first G.I. Joe show of 2024. It will be in Kentucky. This is something I've been mulling around for a while because, I saw the notice, I saw the event, and I really wanted to go. And there are a couple people that I know that will be there, and I really wanted to see them. So I'm like, should I? Well, I am. Okay. I am. I am going. So if you have a chance to go to Winterfest, January 27th in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, please come. Please say hi. I will see you there. I will be there. And that's, by the way, something that I need to point out. I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling next year. Not all of it is for G.I. Joe. Some of it's personal stuff. In fact, my first actual review for 2024, I think, is not going to go up until the 21st of January. And that is specifically because my girlfriend, Marianne, who you just saw here, I can prove I have a real girlfriend. Her name is Marianne. She is going to be starting school. She's going back to school for graphic design. Her first semester starts in the middle of January. So we have like this tiny window of time, this tiny little window of time to spend a little time together before she has to start classes. So we're gonna take a few days to ourselves, and we're gonna spend some time together before she has to start classes. But that would normally be the time that I would be working on the first review of the year. So for that reason, the first review of the year is going to have to be pushed out an extra week. Also, there will be a Patreon poll coming up in January. Now, the folks who support the channel on Patreon, first of all, if you watch the channel at all, then you're supporting the channel, and so thank you. Please never feel like you have to be a patron or whatever to be appreciated. I appreciate you, if you're here, even if you're just casually here, even if you never comment on anything, the fact that you're here and watching, it still means something. The folks that support the channel on Patreon on a number of occasions have really helped me out when I didn't have a whole lot going for me as far as, making a living. And they really saved me. They really saved me. So, I feel like I need to give something back to them. And one of the things that I like to do is the polls. I put up a poll on Patreon, let them decide on a review. But I never feel like I do enough of them. I always feel like I should do more, right? I always feel like I should do more. I never feel like I do enough. Well, this year I've kind of mapped out the schedule for the year. This year, I've got some planned, okay? So if you support the channel on Patreon, thank you. And I will really try to get you some more specific exclusive stuff. So I'm working on it. But those are the major things that are coming up. Spending some time with Marianne next week. Patreon poll is going up. And then I believe the first review of the year will probably hit on January 21st, which is a week after it normally would. So that's a basic roadmap for what's coming up. So anyway, thanks guys for being patient, because I'm going to go ahead and open this. Hello. Did I say hello to Andrew? Hello, Andrew. Andrew, the guy so nice they named him twice. Let's take a look at Copperhead, which again, I've already opened. And I still have the accessories on them. So the accessories box is here. And of course, this is the windowless packaging. The windowless packaging, it's kind of a mixed bag. They are going back to the window packaging, but it's kind of a mixed bag. Like, I like this one because it features Ron Rudat artwork. Large, right? It's large. It takes up the entire face of the box. This has some toy photography, and it has like just a portrait, which is repeated on the side. Now this is about the same amount of artwork that we got on the windowless boxes. It's not like it's less artwork, right? Wait, somebody said plans to check out Fort Knox in Kentucky. I'm meeting up with a guy. What was his name? Something Goldfinger, something like that. He said something about Fort Knox. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But the toy photography is nice, and there are always like little Easter eggs in the background and stuff, which is cool and all. But doing it this way means that we don't get the larger scale character artwork that I was kind of hoping that we would get with the windowless boxes. So for that reason, I am not sad that they're going back to the window boxes. So check out Copperhead here. And since I got that's the reason for the thumbnail that I have on this live stream. That's a drawing that I did for my review of Python Patrol Copperhead. And one thing that I would like to point out is that the vintage Python Patrol Copperhead was wearing this little yellow number that looked like ladies' underwear. All right, that's just how I interpret it. They have gone a different direction. They have not done that for the classified version. So maybe they took a look at it and they were like, you know what, let's not have him wearing yellow panties. Now he is wearing black panties, so I mean, it's at least they changed the color, and I'm not saying it looks bad, but what I am saying is, like, I'm actually just looking for an excuse to put Copperhead's butt really close to the camera. So I'm like, how many people are going to keep watching with Python Patrol Copperhead's butt that close to the camera, taking up your whole screen? He taking up the whole screen with his whole ass. Sorry, Mr. S. Don't say that word. Don't say that word. Yeah, black is slimming. Yeah, that's true. Consequentially, I mean, he's got some yellow on the legs, but I mean, I think the reason they went with the yellow on the vintage figure is that it kind of balances out the yellow on the helmet. Otherwise, the yellow just looks a little more out of place. Because if he has yellow here, then you've got kind of balance. But as it is, he's got yellow here, he's got yellow here, and then like nothing else matches. Well, I mean, he's got the lattice pattern, but what I mean, like a solid yellow, a solid yellow block. I also wanted to point this out. He's got his pistol here, which, by the way, is not like on the vintage figure. He had the pistol on the chest. He still has the pistol on chest, but it's just for show. That does not come out. That is not removable. But he has two others. Well, this is actually a revolver. He has a revolver, and then he has an automatic pistol that goes on his hip. So he's got two other firearms other than the one that was on the vintage figure, which would be that one. He also has this machete thing, this like scimitar machete, which it's kind of, for cutting through the swamp or whatever. That's fine. But I did want to point this out. So he has this kind of backpack holster on the back, and I assume the standard issue does as well. And you can see this clasp here, this strap that goes over. It works. It pegs in, and it can open, and it can fit the pistol. However, this is what I've run into. And this is why I don't have the pistol in the holster. And that is, with the pistol in, no matter how I try, I cannot get this to stay on. Like, it'll stay on for a minute, and then it'll flip back up. I say it'll flip back up. Any second now, it'll flip back up. Look, it was flipping back up when I played with it earlier, right? Okay. See, this is how dastardly Copperhead is, right? He's such a villain that he wants to turn me into a liar here on live YouTube. I played around with this quite a bit, and I couldn't get it to stay like this. Now that I'm live, it works fine. Of course it does. Of course it does. It would only ever not work when I am on my own. And so there you go. Well, I guess now I'll put everything back. So pistol there. And that one also, tabs in right there. That one I didn't have any problem with. That one worked absolutely fine. And then the machete thing. He's got these bands around his arms, just like the vintage figure, but they slip down. There we go. You gotta have to push them back up. So that was my first G.I. Joe, my last G.I. Joe purchase of 2023. Now, I ask you, which will be my first G.I. Joe purchase of 2024? Well, the first G.I. Joe purchase of 2024 has already been made. I've already purchased something. So I guess it depends on which one gets here first, because I had to get 4 figures and accessories for an upcoming review. So I went ahead and bit the bullet and I got those. But I also have 3D Joe's G.I. Joe Omnibus, The Art of G.I. Joe, that is on the way. It seems like everyone else has already got theirs, but mine is still held up by the United States Postal Service. So now it's a race. Which will get here first? Will it be the book? Which I will show you. I will open that book and I will show it to you. The pictures that I've seen of other people's copies are absolutely amazing. I will show you that book. Lo One Botu got his book. And mine is still, I got the tracking on it. It's just hanging out there, So, the people at USPS are sleepy. They got to take a nap. They need to take a few days off, and they'll get around to it, right? So mine's on the way, and I look forward to it. The thing is, if the first acquisition of 2024 is anything other than the book, I may not be able to show it to you, because it would spoil an upcoming review, right? I don't want to spoil something that's coming up. Look, we've talked about this, right? I even did polls. I asked people, do you want a preview of what's coming up? Do you want to know what is coming up on this channel, or do you want to be surprised? And overwhelmingly, the viewers said, I want to be surprised. Okay. So for that reason, I try not to spoil what's coming up. But what that means is that the G.I. Joe figures that I bought for upcoming reviews, I can't show them to you because that would spoil the upcoming reviews. As soon as I can show them to you, though, I will. So there's our Copperhead. There is some. I also wanted to comment on something else. Look, I've already complimented the Hasbro G.I. Joe team once on this live stream. Well, I'm about to do it again, although the credit probably doesn't specifically go to them. A couple years ago, we were having some real problems with the distribution of G.I. Joe classified series figures. Like it was getting ridiculous. You couldn't find anything anywhere. The things you could find were like all the same things over and over. The new stuff took forever to actually get to the pegs, to get to the shelves. At least where I am, that has not been the case over the last, 6 months, 8 months or so. Every time I go into a retailer, I find G.I. Joe stuff. I find classified stuff. If there's a distribution problem that's not here, sometimes they still get too much of certain figures. Like the retro series. I like the retro series, and I like Gung Ho, and I like Lady J, but there are only so many Gung Hos and Lady J's that anybody needs. So if you fill up your pegs with Gung Hos and Lady J's, even if everybody who wants one gets one, nobody's army building Gung Hos and Lady J's. Now, you fill up your pegs with Crimson Guard, then you're in business. That's an army builder. That's something that people really, want to get multiples of. But, and I don't know if that's necessarily Hasbro's fault or if it's whomever is ordering the product for the big box retailers. So that's still an issue. But what hasn't been an issue is getting stuff to the stores in a timely manner. Not all, but most of the G.I. Joe classified stuff that I've gotten this year, I've gotten at retail. I've just gone out to a store and bought it. I know that some stuff is showing up at Ollie's and at Ross, not here. We have both Ollie's and Ross here, and the stuff that they're getting is like the leftover movie junk. And that stuff, those are peg warmers. Those are, those were overproduced. And that's something that, like, the Snake Eyes movie, it's in the past. It's done. It's over with. We've moved on. But sometimes the figures still linger, right? But honestly, like, I haven't found like the good stuff at Ollie's or Ross. I haven't found like, I don't know. I mentioned the Crimson Guard. Of course, they wouldn't get the retro Crimson Guard, but the standard issue Crimson Guard, Zartan. I don't know. Who else has come out? Spirit. Storm Shadow, whatever else has come out this year, they're not getting that stuff. They're not getting that stuff. That stuff is it's moving. I have seen those hit the Target and Walmart, and then they sell. They go they get picked up, they get purchased by people. So that's fantastic. It really is a good sign. First of all, that stuff is getting there. At least where, and I can't account for anyone else. Yes, do have a shipwreck. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Now you might find an occasional Tiger Force or Marauders barbecue. That could happen. Those are niche items too. Niche items. But like when they announce stuff and when they ship it to the retailers, at least where I am, it's been getting there. It's been getting to the retailers, and I've been picking it up. I've been purchasing it. So the distribution problems, not perfect, but way better than it was a couple years ago. My goodness, is it better? But anyway, we've already done an hour. I need to stop now. Thank you everyone for being here. After you watch this, please check the link in the description of this live stream and go check out Timur's video. You will see what I sent to him. If you're anywhere in the area of Kentucky, come and see me at Winterfest. Did not grab a link because for some reason I didn't think of it, but Winterfest in Kentucky, January 27th, I will be there. And then from this evening for the rest of the year, please find the G.I. Joe fan creator that you enjoy and share the hell out of them. Share everything. Share what you enjoy. Give them a boost. It doesn't cost you anything. You're not buying ads for them. You're not like sending them money to buy their own ads. You just share. Just share what you enjoy. That is my request. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight. I will thank you very much, everyone. I will see you. Oh shoot! I won't see you next Tuesday because I won't be here. I forgot about that. So no live stream next Tuesday because I will be out of town. Like I said, I've got a small window of time to spend some time with Marianne before she starts school. So I'm going to be spending that time with Marianne, but I should be back for the Tuesday after that. So thanks again, everyone. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye and Happy New Year. Happy New Year and good night. See you all. See y'all later.